G'day everyone, welcome back to my value betting journey from 1k to 2k with Trademate Sports. Like last week, check out my week 0 and week 1 videos before watching this one so you've got an idea of my progression up until this point. It's been a good week. We've got the Champions League and Europa League football back, but it seems like it was quite a while ago considering the crazy weekend in the EPL that we just had. Chelsea, Man United, Spurs all losing. It's kind of looking like this could be the year where it's a side like Leicester City or Everton could make it into the top four. So it's going to be really interesting. And also myself, Arsenal, a good week in the end. A crazy game yesterday on Sunday against Aston Villa. I don't know how on earth we won that game, but the roller coaster ride continues. But yeah, this is how I went in week 2. So guys, as you can see, I have made my way into the green. I've gone from negative 12 last week to positive $65 this week. And that's only just because I have placed a lot of trades. I think just over 170 trades this week. So I stuck to the process, as I said last week. There's a really good article we've just put out. I definitely have a look at it. It's called Trademate User Data Proves More Trades Equals More Profits. Have a look at that in your own time. It's really valuable in terms of what we're trying to explain success is here with Trademate Sports. So have a look at that in your own time, and I'll put the link in the description. So looking at my analytics stats, guys, as you can see here, I started at around $0, a little bit below, and it's kind of been a steady-ish kind of build to that positive 65 profits mark. As you can see here, some of the biggest things I'd like to point out, my average closing edge was a bit down on last week. Last week it was 2.7%, so it's a bit lower than last week. So it'd be good to get that up next week. 174 trades, really good considering I didn't put any trades on at all on Saturday as I was doing a marathon. So it just shows even if you have a whole Saturday or a Sunday where you can't place trades, you can make up for it and you can get a large number of trades in. Other key thing I'd like to point out here is this is where I probably lost most of my progress. Was I've had over 2 bets where I've lost about $32 that were in that 1.25 on odds range. So I should be hitting them most of the time. So that's where I lost out the most, I think. In terms of things that I learned throughout the week, I thought I'd put a different spin on it this week and show you 3 really interesting things that happened to me throughout the week. Firstly, I got this very weird email from Betfair. Basically, the most important stuff is here, and it says that they're notifying me that I'm not eligible to use some of the promotions that they have, such as Sportsbook and Exchange. Including getting your money back on horse races and early payouts and all that sort of stuff. So they're not actually allowing me to at some of the benefits of their of the bookmaker. So I'm just wondering if that is the first step to being limited. Whether they allow that to people that are being being less successful. We'll have to wait and see. But I thought that was really interesting. At the moment, I'm only profiting about $40 off Betfair, so I'm not doing incredibly well. But it will be interesting to see if this email progresses into something further in terms of getting limited. Another thing I'd like to point out is some staking recommendations. So as you know, when a trade comes in, you do get a recommendation of how much to stake. But the problem is that those really loose numbers, not solid numbers of like $1, $2 or $4 or $7, if you start placing those trades in your Bookie account, it's gonna seem like you've got some sort of strategy. So what I'm trying to show you guys here is some solid numbers you can stick to. So as you can see, $1 to $3, I'm recommending place a bet of $2.50. Anything from $4 to $7 recommended, $5, and anything in the $8 to $9 range, place a solid stake of $10. And the same upwards of that when you get into numbers such as $11 or $12. So here's some recommendations for you for the future. And the third thing I'd like to take you guys through was my bookmaker breakdown. So as you can see here, Coolbet's been really good for me. I've actually placed over half of my trades with Coolbet. So if you're starting off or you're looking for a new bookmaker, I highly recommend Coolbet. Lots of good edges there too. And secondly, William Hill. If you take a look at how I'm going with them, I've actually lost all my money with them. So I'm on $0 with them. Reasons why I'm not going to refill my account with William Hill with more money. One, because I don't have any spare funds to place any more trains. I probably should have done that at the start, left some of my funds spare so that if this happened I could utilize that. Secondly, I don't want to withdraw from any of my other accounts, as that will look like it automatically puts up a flag to the bookmaker saying, oh, this guy's already won some money and he's withdrawing, so I don't want to be doing that. And also, William Hill have been pretty quick at reducing their odds once a trade's been flagged up, so haven't been too successful with them, so that's why I'm sticking with my other 4 bookmakers. So as always, guys, I'll take you through some of my biggest or most important trades of the week. Biggest closing edge was 18%, so I got on at 320 and it dropped down to 260, so it's pretty decent. Worst closing edge was this one here, so got on at 195, but it went up to 220. Biggest win of the week was 238 NOK, which is just over 25 US dollars, and the most I lost was 180, which is about 20 US dollars. So that's all for week 2, guys. As always, check out the Game Centre for the big games coming up this week. Carabao Cup starting on Tuesday and Wednesday night, so plenty more edges up for grabs there. Saturday we've got Everton versus Man City and Atletico versus Real Madrid in the La Liga, big game there. Sunday, Rugby World Cup action, Australia versus Wales at 9:45 in the morning. That's a big game there. And finally, not really on the weekend, but on Monday night next week, Manchester United versus Arsenal on Monday night at 9 o'clock. So that's another big game. So see you next week, guys. And as always, more trades equals more profits.